Joaquin Guzman Loera, they called him El Chapo, Shorty. He was born small, you see, in La Tuna, a nothing village in Sinaloa. Dirt poor, fields of poppy, fields of marijuana. That was the air he breathed. His father, a local farmer, they say. Also a gomero, a small-time opium dealer. The boy saw it all. He learned early. Money didn't grow on trees, no. It grew in the ground, then got processed. School? Not much of that for young Chapo. Life was the teacher, and a harsh one at that, teaching lessons with a firm hand. He was just a lad, barely a teenager, when he started, carrying things, watching, learning the trade from the bottom up. No silver spoon for this fellow, just grit, and a hunger to escape the poverty that clung to his village like dust. He saw the older chaps, the ones with a bit of money, the ones who smuggled. They had respect, they had power. Chapo wanted that, he craved it. He knew even then that the straight path was a dead end, a slow death. The crooked path, well, that had possibilities, didn't it? His uncle, Pedro Avalos Perez, was a pioneer, one of the first big-shot Mexican drug smugglers. Chapo got his foot in the door, working for him, learning logistics, learning how to move product, learning how to be invisible, and learning about violence. It was part of the business. Non-negotiable, you understand. He was a quick study, this Chapo. Quiet, observant, but ambitious. Oh yes, the ambition was there. Burning like a hidden fire. He wasn't content to be a small fry for long. He had bigger plans, much bigger. The early days were tough, full of risks, betrayals. You had to be sharp, you had to be ruthless, or you ended up dead, or in jail, which was sometimes worse. Chapo learned to navigate this world. He made connections. He showed he was reliable. He showed he was tough. He wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty, not at all. This wasn't some office job, 9 to 5, this was life and death every single day. And Chapo, he chose life, his life, over others if need be. That was the simple, brutal calculus of the burgeoning narco world. Opportunity knocked, or rather, it bled. Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo, the godfather, El Padrino of the Guadalajara cartel. He ran everything. Chapo started as his driver, then a logistician. He was good, very good. He understood the routes. He understood the product. He understood the men. Felix Gallardo saw his potential, his cunning, his sheer audacity. Chapo was rising, moving up the ranks, taking on more responsibility, more risk, more reward. He was no longer just a village boy, he was becoming someone. The Guadalajara cartel was the big league. They controlled the plazas, the corridors into America, cocaine, heroin, marijuana, tons of it. Crores and crores of rupees worth. Chapo learned from the best, or the worst, depending on your viewpoint. He learned about corruption, how to buy a cop, a politician, a judge. It was all part of the game. Money talked, and when money didn't talk loud enough, bullets did the talking. Chapo listened carefully. He absorbed it all. He was patient, biding his time, waiting for his moment to truly shine, or perhaps to darken the world. Then, in 1989, Felix Gallardo was arrested. The empire fractured. The lieutenant scrambled. It was chaos, a power vacuum. And nature, especially the nature of the underworld, abhors a vacuum. Chapo saw his chance. He wasn't going to work for anyone else anymore. Not really. He, along with Ismael El Mayo Zambada and Hector Palma Salazar, formed the Sinaloa cartel, his own show, his rules. He was the boss now, or one of them, a very important one. The top dog in a new, more vicious pack, the Sinaloa cartel. Under Chapo, it became a global enterprise, innovative, ruthless. He pioneered the use of sophisticated tunnels, air-conditioned no less, running under the US border. He moved drugs by land, sea, and air, submarines even. He built a logistical masterpiece of death and addiction. He became one of the most powerful drug traffickers the world had ever seen. Forbes magazine even put him on their list of most powerful people. Imagine that, from a dusty village to a global power player. What a journey, eh? A truly dark and twisted one. Power attracts attention, the wrong kind of attention. In 1993, Chapo was captured in Guatemala, extradited to Mexico, sentenced to 20 years. Puente Grande maximum security prison. They thought they had him. They thought it was over. But Chapo was always thinking, always planning. He wasn't the type to just sit quietly in a cell. He was running his empire from inside, they said. Bribes, influence. The prison was his palace, some whispered. He was comfortable. Too comfortable for a man locked away for his many, many crimes. Then came 2001, the escape, legendary stuff. He bribed his way out, some say in a laundry cart, others say he just walked out dressed as a policeman. The details are murky. That's how legends are made, isn't it? The government was embarrassed, hugely. Chapo was free, back in the mountains, back in control. He became a folk hero to some, a phantom, always one step ahead of the law. For 13 years he evaded capture, 13 long years. The authorities, Mexican and American, were hunting him, non-stop. But he was like smoke. He was on the run, but his business boomed. The Sinaloa cartel's power grew. More drugs, more money, more violence. The war for territory was brutal. Bodies piled up. Chapo was ruthless in protecting his empire. He was #1 on the DEA's most wanted list, a bogeyman for the Americans, a symbol of defiance for others. He was everywhere and nowhere. The stories grew wilder. His elusiveness only added to his mystique. He was the subject of songs, of corridos, a legend in his own blood-soaked lifetime, no doubt about it. February 2014. They got him again, in Mazatlan, a joint operation, Mexican Marines, U.S. intelligence. This time they said it was for good. Altiplano Federal Prison, supposedly escape-proof. But Chapo had other ideas. He always had other ideas. July 2015. He vanished. Again. Through a mile-long tunnel, dug right into his shower, complete with lighting, ventilation, and a motorbike on rails. It was audacious, unbelievable, a massive insult to the Mexican government. He was out. Again. The legend grew even larger. He seemed untouchable. The freedom this time was short-lived. Pride, perhaps. Or maybe he was getting careless. He wanted to make a movie about his life. He even met with actors. Sean Penn, the American actor, interviewed him. That interview, some say, helped authorities pinpoint his location. A big mistake, that meeting. January 2016. After a fierce gun battle in Los Mochis, Sinaloa, he was captured, for the third and final time. This time there would be no more disappearing acts. The Mexican government knew they couldn't hold him, not reliably. Extradition to the United States. That was the next step. January 2017, he was flown to New York. No more friendly Mexican prisons. This was different. The Americans wanted him badly. They built a case brick by bloody brick. The trial began in late 2018. It was a spectacle. Former associates testified against him. Horrifying stories of murder, torture, corruption, mountains of cocaine, rivers of cash. The sheer scale of his operation was laid bare for all to see. It was a proper drama, played out in a federal courtroom. The verdict came in February 2019. Guilty, on all counts, drug trafficking, money laundering, murder conspiracies, the lot. The judge sentenced him to life imprisonment plus 30 years, no chance of parole. He was sent to ADX Florence in Colorado, the Alcatraz of the Rockies, a supermax prison designed to hold the most dangerous criminals. Locked down 23 hours a day. The escapes were over. The reign of El Chapo was finally, definitively, at an end. The little chap from La Tuna was caged for good, but what is his legacy? He caused immense suffering, so many lives lost, so many communities destroyed by addiction and violence. Law enforcement agencies spent billions, and many officers died trying to stop him. His capture was a victory, yes, a symbolic one. But the drug trade, it continues. The cartels adapt, new leaders emerge. The demand for drugs in America and Europe hasn't gone away, has it? Chapo is gone, but the Hydra has many heads. The war on drugs grinds on, a seemingly endless conflict. His shadow still looms large.